Hare Krišna. Today we study Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 10, Departure of Lord Krishna for Dwaraka. And we have text 18, which has no purpose, so we'll do 18 and 19. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Uddhavaha Satyakishchaiva Vyajane Paramadbhute Vikiryamana Kusumai Rejamadupati Pati. Translation, please. Okay, you want to read this one? Next one, that we give more attention. So I just read the translation for you. The word by word is also there. It was there. Uddhava and Satyaki began to fan the Lord with decorated fans. And the Lord, as the member of Madhu, as the master of Madhu, seated on scattered flowers, commanded them along the road. Text 19, you can also read together. Ashruyanta Shisha Satyas. Ashruyanta Shisha Satyas. Tatra tatra dvijeritaha nanurupanurupas cha nirgunasya gunatmanaha. Ladies, Ashruyanta, being heard. Ashisha, benediction. Satyaha, all truths. Tatra, here. Tatra, there. Dvija iritaha, sounded by learned brahmanas. Nam, not. Anurupa, befitting. Anurupa, fitting. Cha, also. Nirgunasya, of the absolute. Gunatmanaha, playing the role of a human being. Translation. It was being heard here and there that the benedictions being paid to Krishna were neither befitting nor unbefitting, because they were all for the Absolute, who was now playing the part of a human being. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. At places there were sounds of Vedic benediction aiming at the personality of Goddess Sri Krishna. The benedictions were fitting in the sense that the Lord was playing the part of a human being, as if a cousin of Maharaj Yudhishthira. But they were also unfitting because the Lord is absolute and has nothing to do with any kind of material relativities. He is nirguna, or there are no material qualities in him, but he is full of transcendental qualities. In the transcendental world, there is nothing contradictory, whereas in the relative world, everything has its opposite. In the relative world, white is the opposite conception of black, but in the transcendental world, there is no distinction between white and black. Therefore, the sounds of benedictions uttered by the learned brahmanas here and there appear to be contradictory in relations with the absolute person. But when they are applied to the absolute person, they lose all contradiction and become transcendental. One example may clear this idea. Lord Sri Krishna is sometimes described as a thief. He is very famous amongst his pure devotees as the muck and chore. He used to steal butter from the houses of neighbors at Vrindavan in his early age. Since then, he is famous as a thief. But in spite of his being famous as a thief, he is worshipped as a thief. Whereas in the mundane world, a thief is punished and is never praised. Since he is the absolute personality of Godhead, everything is applicable to him. And still, in spite of all contradictions, he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Om Agyantirmindasya Gananjana Salakaya Chaksharum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Namo Shabdaya Krishna Shabdanita Kripavati Kuragatan Namo Shabdaya Krishna Stabhadare Shimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Vanchakalpadarubhascha Kripasindvasha Vishnabhyo Namo Namah. So this is a big problem for the impersonalists to explain the source of variety, because if variety is not in the absolute, they say there's no variety. There's nirvishesha, no variety, no variegatedness. So if the variety is not in the absolute, if personality is not in the absolute, if relationships, feelings, and thoughts are not in the absolute, how there can be in the world of Maya, in the relative world. This is one of the very strong point that Jiva Goswami makes in Tattva Sandarbha. He says, the problem with Mayavada is that they cannot explain the origin of Maya, or the shelter, in Sanskrit, the ashraya of Maya, where Maya comes from. Cannot be an energy of Brahman, because otherwise you create duality, and the whole Advaita circus ends there. And cannot be in the absolute, because they say it's a nirguna and nirakar, and there's nothing there. So where is this Maya comes from? Cannot be an attribute of Brahman, according to them, because Brahman, according to them, doesn't have any attribute, and cannot be a manifestation of the jiva, because, according to them, the jiva only exists as a manifestation of Maya. Brahman starts thinking to be a jiva due to Maya. So, it's frankly speaking, it's a very bad philosophy. Because that doesn't explain. Philosophy means explaining the source of things, explaining the elements of reality. So the whole philosophy is based that the whole world is Maya, but you got to explain where Maya comes from. Vaishnava philosophy is very clear. There is this beginning of 15th chapter in Bhagavad Gita, Urdhva Mula Adhashakam. There is an inverted tree with the roots up and with the branches down. So, whatever we see here, it's we use the expression, perverted reflection of what is there. So, in the spiritual world, there are houses, there are fathers, mothers, children, there are occupations, there is food, there is air, there is sun, there is moon, there are clouds, there is everything, rivers, trees, animals, there is everything. But there, they exist in eternity. They are not atomic configurations. Just like you have a person in this world, this is an analogy. You have a person, you could say a real person, and then you have, say, a photo which is pixels. It's a digital creation. It's a pixels. They look like a person, but obviously there is not the quality of the person there. Like you have a photo of a tree, but there's not the fruits of the tree, or trees. They're not edible. They're not eatable. There is no smell of flowers. There is no taste in the fruit. It's just a painting. It's just an idea. So this world is just an idea, but it's very, 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 very sophisticated. So, because it's so sophisticated that we take it as a real, although it's only a temporary manifestation. Everything we see, we can look around, everything we see, at one point will cease to exist. Everything you see. At one point it will not exist anymore. The bodies of human beings, this building, this metal, these lights, anything you see, at one point will stop existing. Some sooner, some later, some may take thousands of years, but everything will stop existing because it was never meant to continue existing. It's just a configuration. These are atoms that were somewhere else and they got connected. Just like we'll take breakfast, hopefully, and then now say it's a khichdi, it's not offer, but maybe it's not cooked yet, but whatever. There is a khichdi, and it comes from rice, it comes from sabjis, dals, and then becomes part of our body. And then goes out of our body in different forms, like sweat, in the form of energy, in the form of refuse. And that refuse gets recycled, it becomes other vegetables. So it's all a recycling. The whole world is recycling. Even the ancients, they were saying, nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. They knew there is an amount of energy, and this energy just keeps changing. Okay, so back to Krishna. Krishna is absolute. What does it mean, absolute? Krishna doesn't have any limits. Like he say, he's a thief. So what does it mean he's a thief? Ultimately, it's all a game, because everything belongs to him. So the thief aspect, we could say it's only a lila. It's just like, say for instance, if this is my house and everything belongs to me legally, then if I come and I look around, and then I take a book and I put it away, it looks like I'm stealing, because the body language, the expression looks like I'm stealing. I'm not taking openly the book, I'm just hiding it. But actually everything belongs to me legally. I bought this book, everything belongs to me. So obviously I'm just playing. So the playing of the Absolute is like that. He likes to increase the feeling, the rasa of his devotees, and so he does things. Just like we have stage performances or movies in which people do all sorts of things. Say they shoot each other. Ah! But then nobody goes to jail because it's all false. Nobody goes, there's not the police comes, oh, you shoot the man. No, it's just a false. Actually, a couple of years ago, I don't know if you follow the news, but there was, they were shooting a Western movie in America. And by mistake, they gave the actor a real gun. So he shot and he killed someone. I don't know if you heard that, but maybe you don't follow the news, which is okay. And it was a big thing. It was a shock for him. There was a court case. Of course, it wasn't his fault. No, there are people who give the equipment, so they gave the wrong gun. They a real gun with real bullets. And he shot and he killed somebody. So in that case, it was not really a drama. Somehow, by mistake, was real. But when Krishna comes, he plays. He plays as a thief because everything belongs to him anyway. It is his energy. Or he gets famous as Ranchor, the one who runs away from the battlefield. But again, it's a Leela. And how do we know? Well, from the same battlefield, he already destroyed 16 or 17 times, 16 times, 16 times all the armies of Jarasandha was very, very powerful. Was a very powerful king. He was a very powerful demon before. He was Viprachitti, who is also the father of Rao and Ketu. So it was very, very extremely powerful. And he already destroyed all his armies for 16, I don't know if it's 16 times he destroyed or the 16th time he ran away. Somebody may check that. And then he ran away. So why should he run away? He already did this 17 times, 16 times, or 15 times, whatever. He did it more than a dozen times. He destroyed completely all his army. So why he needs to run away? Run away from what? He's Satchitananda. Nobody can kill him. Anyway, so the Absolute comes and plays. He plays for his devotees and he plays for the demons, so that the demons don't understand him. They even think he is immoral or is dancing at night with other people's wife. But everyone is his wife. Everyone is his wife. Everybody is Prakriti, and he is the only Purusha. So there cannot be immorality. It's an impossibility, because by definition whatever he does is transcendental, is beyond morality. And therefore Shukadeva Goswami explained that it's all spiritual. So we are here to study. We are to study these apparent contradictions, and we're here to appreciate, to meditate. And this verse says that these brahmanas were giving benedictions. See, part of the job of the brahmana is to give benedictions. If they are powerful, these benedictions have actual potency. They're not just well-wishing expression. Oh, have a good trip. Oh, yes, have a good day. How do you say dobro? Dobar dan. Means what exactly? And it can be used in the morning and in the afternoon. Dobro utro, dobar dan. So generally people say, and it's nice, it's a good wish. But if they don't have power, people may still have a very bad day. I'm sure people who have accidents, who fall from trees or from buildings, probably in the morning somebody will tell, good day, have a dobar dan. Then they fall from a tree or from a building, or they have a car crash. So probably those wishes were not so powerful. But these brahmanas were Vedic brahmanas. They were very clean, very powerful. So these blessings have power. See, brahmanas, when they are pure, they have vaksiddhi, meaning they have the perfection, the power of vak. Whatever they say, it becomes true. That's why we see that when Brahmana curses, they actually happen. May you become a pig. Then the guy becomes a pig. How does it work? Well, because this is the cosmic arrangement, that you do certain austerity, you follow, and you get certain powers. So your words do have the power to affect the texture of reality. Just like there are roles in society in which the sound created has the power over others. Like you have a football match, an official football match, and then the referee blows the whistle. And the game stops. There are 22 people playing, all big, generally younger than the referee, stronger than the referee. But the referee whistle, and the 22 people stop. And when the referee blows 3 times, boop, 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 the whole game is finished. And people may say, no, but we would like to play a little more because we are behind in the score. No, he plays, it's finished. And sometimes it's in a military environment. Somebody say order, or say gives an order. Say there is a soldier, and the sergeant say, give me 20. Means give me 20 push-ups. And they has to give 20 push-ups. We choose 20, he could have chose 10, he could have chose 50. But because he has the power, his words have weight. Now, these brahmanas, of course, is a much subtler principle because these brahmanas, they don't have generally political power, or they're not a referee in a game. But just by saying things will happen. They have this, that their words have this power. So here the verse use this word, these two words, nanurupascha. It was appropriate or befitting, and not befitting at the same time. It was befitting because Krishna was playing like a human being. So he wanted people to relate to him as a human being. He didn't want to just everybody, oh Krishna, everybody prostrate on the ground, oh he's God, he's God. There are moments for that, but generally he acts within the human society. He's a prince, he lives in Dvaraka, now he's in Hastinapura, he's leaving. So it's perfectly correct that the brahmanas say, have a good trip, may you live long, whatever they say. At the same time, in one sense, it's useless because he is already the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is already the God, the husband of the gods of fortune. He is already the source of all auspiciousness. So who can add auspiciousness? So the absolute place, and we should both, at our level as sadhakas, we should both appreciate the fact that is beyond everything, and certainly beyond the blessings of some brahmanas. At the same time, we should appreciate the culture that Krishna is trying to establish, or rather is exhibiting, the cultural interaction, the personal interactions. We saw before, a few verses ago, how he pays obeisances to Yudhishthira, then he gets embraced by Arjuna, and then he gets respect from the youngers, Nakula and Sahadeva. So that's a cultural thing that is exhibiting, and we should learn certain principles, not just imitate, but certain principles in our daily activities and interactions. So these are some considerations on this verse and purport. Anybody likes to share a reflection, an insight, a realization, or even ask a question? By the way, be careful. Winter is coming. Cover yourself up. That t-shirt looks a bit vulnerable. Don't get sick. So, any comment or questions? So I'll continue a little bit. There is a story that I remember because here it says, in the relative world, white is the opposite conception of black, but in the transcendental world, there is no distinction between white and black. So one Srila Prabhupada disciple, she might have come here, Lakshmi Moni Mataji. So she told the story that she was in Vrindavan, and Srila Prabhupada said, actually, there's no difference between the black and white marble of Krishna and Balaram and the white and black marble of the floor. It's all transcendental. Because as you remember in Vrindavan, the floor is black and white, no? Black and white squares. So Lakshmi Mani said, we were floored, meaning like, what? We were astonished to hear such a thing. There is no difference between Krishna Balaram and the floor, because everything is transcendental. In a temple is Vaikuntha, Vrindavan especially, everywhere, but Vrindavan, it's already Vrindavan. On top of that, this is a part of Vrindavan dedicated to Krishna and Balaram, is Krishna and Balaram house. That's why we sing Shivi Graharadhana Nityanana Sringaratan Mandira Marjana. The cleaning of the temple is not different than, say, the Abhishek to the deities, in one sense. Of course, for the Abhishek of the deities, you may need special qualification, you need to be second initiated, and so on, because, of course, these are the deities. But in an absolute sense, cleaning the deities, the form, the body of the deity, the Murti, Archa Vigra, Archa Avatar, or cleaning their floor is the same. It's the same. And of course, if we could remember that, we would be much happier cleaning the floor. Because we will know that, well, it's the same. The Pujari may be doing Abhishek, I may be cleaning the floor, I may even cleaning the toilet, but it's all absolute. I'm purifying myself, I'm serving the Lord. And one principle, especially in the temple, everywhere, but especially in the temple, is that no corner should be, neglected. No corner should allow to accumulate tamoguna. Of course, there are places which need hygiene, like, say, where you eat prasadam, it needs to be clean. But even if you go in the attic, one room that nobody ever opens, we should be careful that even that doesn't accumulate. Of course, it may be a little dusty because nobody goes there, but not just accumulate tamas. This is not a criticism, but just as an observation. You have this library full of holy shastras, granthas, holy shastra, but somehow, I don't know, I noticed there is all these banana boxes on top. Okay, it's practical, it's free, you got those boxes for free, I don't know what's inside those boxes, but frankly, it doesn't look very nice. I remember once in Bangalore, I said that, do you remember? During the Sunday program, there was one of those metal Almira furniture, and on top there was a few at the back of the temple. So then, and then there was a lot of spaced out things on top, no? In front of the deities. So the deity has to see that thing all day. No, boxes and things, kind of. So I said it. I said it during the Sunday program, and the temple president became very upset. He wrote me an email. Well, you shouldn't say that. So my words, probably they were simultaneously appropriate and inappropriate. Or maybe just inappropriate. I don't know. But see, what happens when we live in a place, we develop a blind spot. You know the concept of blind spot. How do you say it's blind spot in Slovenian? Okay. That means that sometimes we don't see things. So I developed a course, actually it's a lesson, which I did in different places. I tell you because it's interesting. You can also do, or we can do it next time we come. It's entitled, Seeing the Temple Through the Eyes of the Guests. And it's a simple exercise. First of all, I start saying, you remember the first time you went to Hare Krišna temple? And everybody remembers. I mean, nobody forgets, no? So what did you like? Oh, I like the smell of incense, the smell of ghee. Oh, I like whatever. What did you don't like? What you did not like? And people say, well, I don't know, nobody talked with me, or something, whatever it is. Then after this reflection, we take the whole group, 10, 20, depends on how many people are there, and we go everywhere in the temple, starting from outside. We go on the road, and we take the whole group inside, and they say, look and think as a temple visitor, that you've never been here before. Because you came through that door hundreds of times, some of you thousands of times. But look at the temple as if you were the first time. Huh? So look and take notes. We'll go silently and take notes. And then we go everywhere a guest can go. And then we sit down and we discuss what you see. So we go and people start saying, okay. Then we sit down. And for instance, we did this, I did in different parts of the world. But we did, for instance, this in Prabhupada Desh. And I mean, I say it in a friendly way, they're my friends, very kindly with us. So we did the whole thing, and people discover many things. For instance, one thing they discovered or rediscovered is that in the toilet, there was this accordion type of door. No? Not the door that opens like this, but the door that goes shh, huh? And it wasn't closing. So the people had to use the toilet in the traditional way people use toilets, by expelling refuse from the body, and they had to hold the door closed. And still there was some, so they were really, imagine the anxiety, you're there using the toilet, and people can come and look inside. look inside. So one devotee volunteered, I'll fix this. And so many things. So then we said, okay, anything in the temple room? This, that. And then I noticed one thing. There was a similar thing like this, but one glass was missing. And 15 people, nobody had noticed. I mean, this is missing. Just not there. There was one and the other one not there. So I said, hey, look, 15 of you, nobody saw that one pane of glass is missing. And Italians are all a little bit careful. No, they like fashion, they like aesthetics. Say, none of you in your house will keep a broken furniture. But you keep a broken furniture in the temple room, and you don't even see it anymore. You don't even notice anymore. But somebody who comes notices. It's a broken furniture. This is not broken. I'm just giving an example. Okay. So it was very, very, especially when we go to the bathroom. Once we were in a what do you call, in a temple in India, North Bengal, Siliguri. And it was a leadership course, so we took everybody everywhere. In the bathroom, I never saw this in my life. The bathroom for guests, not the bathroom for devotees. In the bathroom for guests, there was an almost unimaginably thick strata of spider webs. The spider webs were so thick, they looked like cloth. Cloth. It was like, I don't know, out of a horror movie or out of some fables, where you go, the witch, the house of the witch. It's surreally dirty. Years of spiders, generations of spiders have contributed to those spider webs. And so imagine the guests, they also, again, they use the toilet. In the temple we say, cleanliness, Brahminic life, sattva guna, then they go, excuse me, where is the toilet? This side. They go and whoa, they feel shocked. They feel shocked. I remember once my mother and my auntie came to the temple, one temple in Italy, this many years ago, but they had to use the toilet. Then they came to me, respectfully, but they said, look, this toilet is horrible. You can't keep it like this. You got to do something. So anyway, why I started bringing this thing up? I don't know. No, I felt inspired. We came from the floor is none different than the Lord. I mean, everything in the temple is spiritual. We have to keep it clean. And sometimes we have a blind spot, because for us, it's normal. We came here to see the deities, but other people see everything. Like they see this thing. Now, after thinking, I think this is for the fire yagya, right? Yeah. Maybe, it's just a maybe, you could write it. This is for fire yagya or something, because say people come in the temple and say, what is this thing? Anyway, it took me a few seconds to realize, okay, this is... I never saw anywhere in the world such arrangement. Maybe you could have a little thing, this is for fire yagyas, Vedic homas, Vedic fire sacrifices. Anyway, who am I to say anything? So I'll stop here, unless there are comments, reflections, questions, and we close. Anything? Oh, you put the sweater. Very nice. So be careful. Your health is important. You are important. Your service is important. And also medicines are costly. So avoid getting sick, please. I said I should stop, but I couldn't. So thank you so much for your hospitality. Shri Radha Govinda Dasi and myself, Krishna willing, today we go to Villa Vrindavan, Italy, because we have a service there. They invited us to speak about narcissism in spiritual communities. So we want to express to you and to those online. To those online, to show us your hospitality, your kindness. You fed us. And I hope you're not fed up with us. So we look forward to serve together again, soon, somewhere. And if you come to Mayapur, let us know. We can maybe have ice cream together or something. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Ljubljana Nava Yoga Pit Dham ki jai. Shri Pancha Tattva ki jai. Shri Gornitai ki jai. And forgive our offenses or whatever shortcomings we may have manifested.
Subject in Villa Vrindavan. You said Narcissus, this is on lecture on Villa Vrindavan, on narcissism.